And hello everyone, this is Marshee coming to you with another Starcraft 2 commentary. Today we have the ZvT going on here in ViperXk. Let's go ahead and introduce these players. Spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Daybreak Ladder Edition, which I just figured out what LE meant. We have Miken with the crazy not equal sign in his name. And spawning in the top right, we do have spawning as the Blue Terran, we have ViperXk. Now, I did take a little hiatus, basically because midterms are evil and should never be allowed on college campuses ever. And it's a pretty rough, I guess, rough schedule for me this year. So I've been really kind of like slacking on Starcraft, and my Starcraft just content producing. And it feels like it's been ages, but I think the last time I uploaded was like 2 days ago. It still feels like it's been for pretty much forever ago. Another little interesting thing I would like to note is my frames kind of suck. So that's cool. That's alright. Anyways, like a little thing I want to introduce, or it's not introduce, but thing I noticed early in the game while I was introducing the players is Miken. There was like a good 10-second gap where he didn't, or like 7 or 8-second gap at the very beginning of the game where he just didn't do anything. I believe it was AFK just for a little bit, and that's gonna give little Viper that extra economic advantage, producing SCV out earlier, having more SCVs mining. But you know, it is anyone's game, especially since how overpowered Zerg is with those queens, and queens are just, you know, freaking good, man. But Viper gonna go ahead and get that wall off. That drone scout, don't know why we're drone scouting. This is Diamond Master level play. When a scout, no expansion, gonna come up here to a complete wall off. Marine gonna come out, gonna start peppering away at this drone. Drone's gonna get away just fine. Meanwhile, Viper's going to come around and check to see what's going on in the Miken base. Spawning pool just now going up. Whoa, mouse going wonky here. Spawning pool just going up, so he has no thing to worry. He's going to throw down the command center. Maybe even try to. I believe you could go out there and scout out with these Marines. You know the spawning pool's not even out yet. You know speed. You don't even see gas, so you know speed's not going to be an option. And maybe just try to get a overlord or two, or maybe just try to pick off whatever you can, force lane production, and then you can just kind of stutter stuff your way back home. But Viper not doing that, just being really safe, scouting around here, going to check to see if there's any overlords. Check to see if any overlords are going to try to sacrifice themselves into Viper's base, even tagging a drone along to try to chase away this pesky SCV. And now the Overlord spread has begun from Miken. Does have an Overlord up here in the top of Viper's base, so you can just kind of sacrifice this in here. And Viper going for double assimilator. Nah, it's not an assimilator. That's a refinery. Now for double refinery, don't see any sort of tech just yet. Just now throwing down the factory. Now will he go into two-port Banshee, or will he go into Banshee with Cloak, or is he going to go with Mech? Because there's no real reason not to have, or there's no real reason to have 2 refineries this early in the game if you're just going purely bio. So I'm really interested to see, and what Viper is going to go with. He is throwing down the reactor, so we're going to get a maybe switch off with Hellions. So a Hellion opening is what it looks like it's coming out from Viper. Of course, he could maybe look an ass, and I just be completely wrong. Miken just getting his third up and running, just being safe, nothing fancy just yet, just now grabbing his gas, working on, he's at 40 gas right now, probably going to get enough gas for speed, and have a little bit more map control with these lings. Producing, I guess that's not a reasonable, that's a reasonable amount of lings, words, gosh guys, I cannot word today, and factory coming down on this reactor here, going to start producing double Hellions, and another starport on the way. So maybe it looks like that. Where'd that barracks go? scouting barracks. Just checking up here. Zerg players really like to hide their overlords over these vents of doom, and just to see what comes in and out of a base. And this SCV just kind of is getting actually really good scouting information. Viper didn't kill it with those lings, and he definitely could have. The SCV even going up into the main here. The queen on the way to intercept. He will see. Yeah, and even throwing down the scan just to make sure nothing crazy coming out just yet. And not even evolution chamber down for Miken here. And these Banshees, if he goes for cloak, which it doesn't seem like he is just yet, and just now grabbing that Banshee, throwing down mules. So he's really secured his natural, I would say, for right now. He's got a good group of Hellions here. He's probably just going to try to poke around with the Banshee that first comes out. Maybe try to draw the Queens to one location and just sweep these Hellions in there, roast so many toasty drones. And actually the Marine Patrol Party is going to completely bypass this Ling Scouting Party. Production tab's not even up. And Metabolic Boost just a few seconds away from finishing. And he's going to catch all of these Marines off guard. They might come in here, grab a Queen, grab a couple of drones. We're going to see what they're going to do. The Lings are way out of position here. One Queen is going to go down. Yeah, not even going to try. And the Lings are now finally coming back here. Going to sacrifice another spawning pool and going to try to save these drones as much as they can. These Marines need to get in a better defensive position. They are going to get completely surrounded. And all of these yummy Marines are going to die to the onslaught of Zerglings. Miken doing a really good job of saving these last two drones. Like to see him cancel these spore crawlers. He does not know of any tech path. Oh, he did see a starport. So he does see that. But as I say, this I don't even know what to call a bunch of Hellions. I guess a biker's gang of Hellions. Coming in here, yeah, he looks like a biker if you look at the portrait. Coming in here, going to completely bypass these. So, these Zerglings just getting roasted. They're all lined up, and these Hellions, a lot of Hellions are going straight in to the mineral line and trying to get us around with these Lings, but there's just not enough. And so many. Oh, my mouse is so excited, it's just going off into oblivion. And these Hellions are even going to try to get up to the main, and they are. And all these drones are all in the red. A lot are just disappearing. Good splits from Miken trying to save as much as he can. But there's 3 Hellions, and they can still do a ton of damage. Drones just being roasted into oblivion. And oh my gosh, as a Zerg player, this is hurting my heart. The amount of economic damage is unheard of. These roaches are finally here to save the day. To keep these Hellions from coming in. Let's take a look at the workers kill count. 31 workers killed by Viper. That is an insane amount. And he only brings the drone count down to 39. So Miken's definitely hurt economically here. But he has been on 3 bases and for a while now. He did sacrifice all of those Hellions. Take a look at the units lost. It is still very lopsided now. And now Lings and Banelings are gathering, as long as some Roach reinforcements here, and but a bunch of Banshees here. Nothing that can actually go forward. He needs to micro back at these Hellions, and he's going to get a lot of free Baneling kills for free. And these Hellions are just going to do tons of damage. He might want to just micro back these Hellions just to keep them safe, or he can try to roast this Roach to death. But once again, another huge loss for Miken. If you look at Miken's base, he's going for Infestation Pit with Pathogen Glands and even throwing up a Spire. A lot of gas being thrown into that right there. And Viper is actually going to use his gas for a little bit of harassment here. Going to come in here at the third, going to see what he can poke and prod and try to do. It's going to be a Spore and 2 Queens here, not worth it. So just going to see what he can find, maybe throw down a scan, try to clear out some of these creep tumors here. But Viper going to lose 1 Banshee, not paying attention in good transfuse from Miken. Not trying to be overzealous and be like doing the clutch transfusion with 1 health point left. So usually I would miss and just be like, oh, I just transfused the full Queen, wonderful. But Either way, oh, more Hellions coming in here, doing still so much damage. Another 12 drones roasted right there. Or I guess 14, and didn't even see that. Yeah, really definitely pulled all the queens over here. And just the units, just the drones. Miken is down 20 workers. And I want to see what, if we look at the Viper's base, little poking and prodding with these Banshees. I'm going to just try to snag a drone, and they do, to prevent that gas production. And what is Viper doing back home? Floating a lot of minerals, throwing down a bunch more barracks, going anti-Ling force here with Bio and Hellions. Does he have a blue flame? He does not. And Viper now just taking his third. He did scout the spire up, so he should expect Mutalisk, and he is throwing down the missile turrets here. Going to pretty much shut down any sort of Mutalisk harass. A lot of idle SCVs. Like to see him use the shift command and just send them back to mining. If you take a look here, I can't actually bring up the idle worker tab, but whatever. And really supply blocked right now. Does he have? No, he does not even have a supply depot on the way. So a little bit of a misstep here by Viper. And scan going down. Going to clear up a lot of these creep tumors here. And Miken doesn't have much for anti-air. He does have all of these queens, but queens are still relatively slow, even on creep. And look what he's doing. He's bringing the queens over here, and look at all of these Hellions. Going to come in here and roast away these drones. Zerglin is doing quite a bit of damage. Not as quite airtight as he would think, but still just a ton of drones being roasted away here. And gosh, 52 workers killed altogether. And even though that was a little bit ineffective right there, any way to keep Miken's drone count down, he's doing a great job of it. Now Viper just grabbing his third. Fairly defensive. Like to see this turn into an orbital to get that turn into an orbital, be a little bit greedier. He can't afford it, and he's going from Hellion harass into bio play, so not even going for mech. Just grabbing all of these barracks here. Look at that. That's silly. Viper trying to spend his money as many ways as possible, grabbing upgrades, and all the sorts. Like to see him try to wall off here, and he's actually making this into a planetary. And here we go, even more harassment from ViperXk. He is going to drop here in the main, and this is one of the problems with this very high queen count play. You're just so prone to harassment, and just like that, these Marines are going to come in here, take out this queen. The Zerglings are just kind of going to go for it, but they're met by a wall of fire and bullets. And now these queens are going to do so much, even taking out the Greater Spire. He needs to take out the Greater Spire, and he does. And these Corruptors are going to make this trip a one-way trip for the Marines. Grabbing another Corruptor and a good Fungal, going to wipe up a lot of these Marines as well. Maybe should try to take out, it's going to suicide, try to take out the Infestor. No bueno, but as I say this, another huge move out. And Viper, Miken says, "You are not Meg, WTF." What? Even throwing out the BM, Miken is so angry right now. He needs to be careful though, because he knows there is Infestors on the field. And is there enough for a Fungal? There is not, but these two have enough, and I am lagging. And these Medivacs are going to come in here, going to try to pick up, or we're going to have the hot pickup. Just trying to get away, taking a free, grabbing a free Infestor, but these Roaches are going to wipe this up very nicely. Brandon Cunningham saying, "Yo, are you around?" Yes, but I am casting, Brandon. A-okay there. Banshee's still doing a good amount of damage here. Probably could have, I guess, tried to cloak it and try to save its life. But look at this. Miken is now only on two mining bases, as opposed to a Terran that is almost, or trying to max out now. Like ViperXk's macro is not that great, but he is still producing tons of units, and he is just going to be keep doing whatever damage he can do here. But a largely Marine army is going to be very prone to Fungals here. But with these Medivacs, they're going to take out these Roaches. And Miken is scrambling to find a defensive hold here, preemptively splitting his Marines, killing a lot of creep, really reducing the effectiveness of this Zerg army. And back at home, Viper even taking his own 4th base. He is being a baller Terran, really making Zergs cry, or making Miken at least cry this game. But Miken is still holding on. All it takes is one good fungal to wipe up this huge bio army. And he does have anti-air, so he's not relying completely on fungals to take out these medevacs. But Miken is still in a very bad position. ViperXk on the Expo hunt, going to take out Expos willy-nilly. Really mad. Miken's really mad that Viper's not falling into the metagame. He's like, where's the mech at? And now these Marines are just going to do so much. Here's finally a swarm of units. Let's see a good fungal. There's a good fungal. Going to get a completely good surround on this bio army. And now Viper still needs to be careful now. He's still macroing back at home. He still has a good amount of forces that he's just streaming across the map, but he doesn't want to sacrifice them all at once. And very good fungals coming out. Very good splits, however. And most of the fighting army for Miken is just now in Roach, but it does look like it's going to be enough. These corruptors getting a lot of free shots on these medevacs, going to clean up. But here comes the reinforcement. Not that many fungals left here. Infested Terrans being thrown out, but they shouldn't last very long. They're going to pop as soon as they are morphed in. And now Miken, the mass overlord migration. The drones are now being pulled, but Miken should know it is just about over. He's now bringing everything, bringing links. He is going to clean this up just barely, but at what cost? Losing the hatchery and even the hot pickup. He needs to get away from there because there's still 2 corruptors out. But ViperXk is floating so many minerals, throwing down command centers wherever he pleases. Look at all of these barracks being thrown up. And these Marines are still 2-2, 3-3 coming from the Terran player. Titan is plating, so the Ultralisk Den is completed. Lots of idle drones here. Might as well put them to good use. So are we going to see Ultralisk coming out? Miken definitely has a really crappy macro. And he is now just spending it in 5 Ultralisk. Ultralisk will make you look so pro because it'll drain your bank in a heartbeat. So 5 Ultralisk. ViperXk, I don't think he has any sort of knowledge that there is even an Ultralisk Den. He does not. And with mainly just Marines, and now finally Marauders added to the mix. God, my frames suck. Miken goes, why? Why you suck so much? Well, Miken, you're the one who's losing this game to a sucky player. Miken, you are the one sucking the D. The Terran D. Okay. That's enough of that. Huh. Because so much you played as F. Mac. One sec switch into bio. Oh, and look, oh my gosh. With these Ultralisk, Ultralisk Infestor, it does absolutely wreck a bio army. So we're gonna have to see Miken's army more or less counters, air quote, and now Viper is going to go in here, going to take out this army. Here comes the whole army of Miken. I am lagging like crazy, don't know why. All the drones completely dying, and here come the Ultralisk. That's being taken out. Going to try to split away. Very good fungals. A lot of this army just getting completely fungal to death. Ultralisk derping around. Actually, a lot of Ultras dying, and trying to go for the hot pickup here. Going to drop these Marines, do the last little bit of damage they can. Going to force these medevacs home, but I believe most of them are going to die as they're being chased away with these corruptors. But as I say that, if we look back at home, ViperXk's army still pretty big. He's going to move out again. Miken just doing all he can just to stay afloat here, only having 3 Ultralisks here just to deal with this next big push. And Viper, does he have? He does have all of, yeah, he's adding tech labs. So many Marauders going to be coming out, and so many Marines. Oh my gosh, look at the amount of barracks. I'm scared. 14 barracks on one hotkey, but I feel like there's more on the map. But how will Miken come back from this? Making lots of lings. He sees it as mainly bio, so he might want to start warping. He needs to turn into Protoss and start producing Colossi is what he needs to be doing, but he's not doing it. Oh, drop. Jeez, didn't even see it. Taking out the Ultralisk then. Now being remade. Like to see him transition into Broodlords. He does have a few infestors. He's got a lot of guys that like to see him make infestors and try to transition into Broodlords, because Broodlords are just pretty darn powerful. No sort of anti-air, effective anti-air. He does have Marines, but Marines just don't do good enough. And another drop being thwarted from ViperXk, and Viper is just slowly approaching that 200 food. Want to come in here, try to do a little bit more dropping, seeing, scouting where the army's going to go, and see if he's going to move out here. What will Viper do? Is he going to continue dropping? No, but he is going to finally transfer drones, and this is just a huge army. Viper's absolutely maxed out. He has 3-3, as both players at 3-3. More infestors being made, but Viper is just on the death march here to take out whatever expansion he can. He does scout that there is a this Zerglings didn't even have a chance, and the drones being transferred. These defensive structures are just going to completely melt away. Miken's going to be down on another base. Here comes the swarm of Zerglings, going to work himself into this choke here. He's going to be super duper cost effective, and he is just going to take out so much, almost all of the Zerglings he's taken out here. And Miken, yeah, he probably should have just laid back and wait for the infestors to come to really clean this up. And oh my god, Holy Terran Army, there it comes for the final huge push. How will Miken, he's going to, sick fungals, good fungals, and a lot of these units are going to die out of fungals, only down to a few Ultralisks, and Miken leaves the game. No GG. GGs are for losers, say Miken. But anyways, sorry about the little lag here. I still hope it was very enjoyable. And I thank you guys for watching. And I will see you guys next time. Later.